Today we are finally getting around to doing that kielbasa and pierogi. Now there's a lot of different ways you can do kielbasa. I like to pan sear it. I like to do it with some Stonewall Kitchen hot pepper jelly. I like the sweet and sour kielbasa. And I also like the straight up steamed and or boiled kielbasa. That's fine too. So I don't like to use a slow cooker, but I think I'm going to use it today because I'm pretty tired and I want to take a nap. So I have no idea how this is going to come out, but I've got this thing in my head where I'm going to add some sugar-free maple syrup that I found at Big Y. And I'm also going to add some sugar-free marmalade, that orange marmalade that I did dip with from the air-fried shrimp so long ago. I just want to use that before it starts to spoil. It's getting close to its date. And I'm going to put that all in a slow cooker along with some chopped up kielbasa. And I'm going to add a little bit of bourbon. And I think if I just slow simmer that, it might come out to be something special. Maybe I'll throw some onion in. But yeah, and we'll serve that with some pan-seared pierogis. And it's going to be pretty simple. So let's get to it. Please excuse the audio. It's I've been having some technical issues, but anyway, I've got some Mucky's kielbasa here, and it's got pretty good ingredients. There's zero sugar. There's like zero carbs. There's 100 grams or 100 calories from fat, and that's for probably half of the kielbasa though. So I'm not going to eat all of that. But anyway, let me just open this thing up. You know, I don't like cooking with a slow cooker because usually it's either it comes out overcooked or overburned, or it comes out undercooked or underburned, and it's like I can never get it right, and I just really dislike these slow cookers. But I do want a nap today, so I figured if I just cut it up and drop it in there, then I can. It's going to take 4 hours to cook, so that'll give me a pretty sizable nap. But anyway, let me see. It's not that thick. It's about the thickness of my finger. Let me just finish slicing these up, and then I'm going to get them all in the pot. Now the next thing I'm going to add, which I'm pretty excited about, is some Chalk Zero sugar-free maple syrup, and it's pretty thick, but it also tastes pretty good. I mean, it's actually better than that sucrose thickened crap that you get at the store, the Vermont Made or whatever. But I'm going to do a half a cup of this. Of course, I love real Vermont maple syrup, but it's not going to be. I'm going to try to keep this low sugar. So I'm just going to dump a half a cup of this maple syrup in there. And oh, it's just looking really good. Now I was concerned whether or not is this going to be too sweet, because I really don't know what the heck I'm doing with this whole thing. It's just kind of an experiment. So I gotta give it a taste. So I've got the I don't know how this is going to come out, but anyway, I've got that half cup of the maple syrup in there, and now I'm going to add a full cup of this sugar-free orange marmalade. And I don't even know if I have a full cup in this jar. I just had to make sure that it was not spoiled. It's getting close to that date. This is the same marmalade I used to make the dipping sauce for the coconut shrimp a while back. So anyway, sugar-free. Let me just dump the whole jar in there. Why not? And it'll be hopefully something good. So it's also going to be a little bit of a clean out the refrigerator day. This is some leftover onion that I didn't want to start drying out. And I'm just going to bust up a couple pieces of that and throw it in there. I mean, onion and kielbasa go hand in hand, so why don't we add a little bit of this to all that sugar. So let me give it a quick chop because this is proving to be a little more difficult to bust up, and I'm looking to save some time. It's all about just getting it in the pot and closing it up and getting it going. Now some people use beer in their kielbasa, but I'm going to go with I'm going to Crown Royal salted caramel whiskey. You can use bourbon. If you don't want to use any liquor at all, you could use some apple juice, but I'm going to go probably with about 4 tablespoons of the Crown Royal. And it gives me a reason to actually open it when I have guests come over. A lot of them like Crown Royal. And I used to be a big bourbon drinker, but not so much anymore. But it's a good time to give it a try. I've always been kind of curious about it. So let me get a couple tablespoons of that in. But first, as a good chef, you got to try it first. So, yes. And you know what? I think this is going to work out very well. So put a couple tablespoons of that in. Salted caramel, Crown Royal. How can you go wrong? Now, I can't think of anything else that I want to put in this. I was thinking maybe strawberry jelly or something, but I really don't want to overdo it. I'm going to just leave it as simple as that is right there and kind of spread it around. And I'm going to set this thing on to low heat. And I'm going to simmer it or low cook it for 4 hours. It's around 3 o'clock right now in the afternoon, and I'm thinking by 7 it'll be good for dinner time. Test 1, 2. All right, I've heated up under medium heat a couple tablespoons of butter. That's going to be and I've got some fresh pierogis here, not frozen. And I'm just going to want to get a little bit of a sear on them and reheat them. Of course, I'm not going to eat all these, but who doesn't like pierogis in the morning for breakfast? And once you've gotten them lightly golden on both sides, that's when we'll take them off. I'll put my scale down. Zero it out. Now let's see what we got for kielbasa here. That's 4 ounces. And there we go at 5 ounces. That I'm going to put down some of my golden pierogis. That's to 7. 8. And 10. We have the pan-seared pierogis with the slow cooker kielbasa. Let's give it a try. Well, I had a nice nap, so I'm excited to try this. Mm. Mm. Okay. Well, it tastes like kielbasa. I'm surprised. Um, just a little hint of sweetness, even with all that sugar-free maple syrup we put in there and the orange marmalade. I can taste a little bit of the Crown Royal just as an aftertaste. But basically what you got here is a like a steamed or boiled kielbasa. I mean, it's not bad. I like kielbasa. But sometimes I like to pan sear it, get a little crispier, brings out a little more flavor. Um, I've also liked to do a version of this with Stonewall Kitchen's hot pepper jelly, and that just wallows in it and put it on toothpicks. So I like the sweet and sour kielbasa, but I just decided to do something simple with this one because I wanted to rest. I haven't used a slow cooker yet at all during any of this. So I know the pierogis are going to be great. Should have put some cottage cheese on them. I can do that later. Golden. Mmm. Buttery. Delicious. And one of my favorite things to do is put a little bit of kielbasa and a pierogi together. Mmm. So, nothing to really write home about with this recipe. Pretty straight up kielbasa and pierogi. But if you get a busy day and you just got stuff going on and you can't be cooking at the stove, and you got to use a slow cooker, you saw this was pretty easy to chop up and just kind of throw in there. I don't know what more I could have done to make that a little more sweeter, but hey, it is what it is. So it's here if you want to try it. Like I said, it's nothing really to write home about. It's a pretty standard meal, but it's a tasty one. So, actually, the onion holds on to the sweetness a little better. Well, I'm going to take my time enjoying this, and we'll see you at the next one.